Guys, do you know you're going to lose your job in the next 1 or 2 years or even less? Um, and why do I say this? Now, I have a couple of friends who have just lost their jobs because of two key things. Number one, we have the tariff war with the US that has really affected the manufacturing industry, the supply industry across the globe. Number two, we have the AI issue and what it's doing to the white collar jobs, and especially any job that has analysis to do with it. Then we have the funding crunch that is currently there, especially for startup brothers and NGOs that are especially used to be sustained by the USAID funding, which is now closed. And I can tell you a lot of people have been hit hard. Remember, especially in this country, some of the best paying jobs were in the NGO sector, and USAID was supporting more than half of the NGOs that we have around. And those are guys who are told the projects, the impact that those particular projects were having. So there is a big group of very experienced technocrats that are currently at home and now trying to figure out what do they do, where else do they relocate to, or what do you do with your life? We have this whole immigration issue at the US. So all of a sudden, the green card bit that used to be so lucrative around here is gone. Immigrants are being pushed back home, and a lot of guys out there, they are trying to figure a way back into, especially our motherland, Kenya and Africa in context. By the way, I'm doing this relaxed at Crest Farmstead, a place next to or 2 hours away from Nairobi, where you can have a farm experience and just come and unwind, especially if you have been laid off because of AI and all these global political issues that are happening, and you just need that time to just reflect and figure your life out. This is one place I would recommend for you to just come and spend a few days or maybe a day, or yeah, do hikes and all that. But back to the point, there is this particular article or video I saw of some Haiti or Black Americans who are coming to scout for property in Nairobi and especially also West Africa, where a lot of them trace their origin from the slave trade and all that. And one particular lady caught my attention is she has been living in the US for the last like 30 years, an immigrant from Haiti, and she was looking for an apartment somewhere in Westlands and all that. And actually, there are companies now that are relocating immigrants from the US to Africa or these other countries that are willing to take up. But this particular case was quite interesting. We have our police officers, and may God take care of them at Haiti, trying to keep peace and bring sanity back to that particular country. But you have an immigrant from Haiti who is looking for an apartment in Nairobi or to come and start a new life in Kenya. And as Kenyans, we think the ticket to freedom or to financial freedom is moving out to Europe and to the US. And the point I'm trying to bring out here is that money is not everything. Sometimes you might have that high paying job or a lot of income, maybe both locally or externally. And because we all go for those green cards or immigration because of the money, they pay well, there's good remuneration and all that in European and the US countries. But yes, guys are getting the money, but they're not happy. They're still feeling, they're still foreigners in a foreign country. But now, what makes me sad is that us locals, we do not appreciate what we have locally, and we do not see the value of all that surrounds us, the opportunities that surround us. Yes, we can blame the politician. They have done a good job in terms of discrediting the ability to be able to lead us in a proper way. But you, as an individual, what are you doing to be able to improve your income or your life based on just living an ordinary life? because a lot of these stress factors that are bringing us down, all we need is to just recalibrate our lives, our expectations, our expenses, and just learn to enjoy life, live and be alive. Because a lot of us, uh, we are totally unable to live just because of all the pressures and the rat race that we are in. But just take a moment, take a few days off, reflect about your life, what you're doing, and what you can be able to do based on what you have. Because that is one thing I teach, or um, especially with the startups that I mentor, in terms of don't say that I cannot do because I've not received this particular funding. What do you have? And what can you do with whatever you have? So if immigrants are trying to come to Kenya and they're looking at this particular environment and saying it's a wonderful environment, and us, we are crying because funding has been cut, there is no money, jobs have been lost and all that, but still there are people who are willing to come to this particular environment. So what it tells me, there is something that is golden about this particular country of ours that we are not taking advantage of. We are all in the cities trying to make it work, but you have forgotten your up country, the shambas, the opportunities that are in the county headquarters. Devolution, if there is one thing that devolution gave us, is access. Like right now, I'm at Ticrest Farmstead in Kiambu, and I have tarmac all the way from Nairobi to here and back. It's a very beautiful scenery for you to experience. So, guys, again, just look around you. What do you have, and what can you be able to do to uplift your life, or to uplift your family, or just change the course of your life by just looking at the small things that you have that you take for granted and start appreciating them more. So, welcome to Ticrest. Tyra's here. We can have a chat. Thank you. Cheers. I'm waiting for your booking. See you. Take care.